Hi everybody, I'm Ebony. This is Ebony's Creativity. Thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. Now in my previous video, it was all about how to thrift shop like a pro. So in this video, I thought it would be prudent for me to tell you what you should and should not buy from the thrift store, at least from my point of view. Some things I wouldn't take that chance to purchase from a thrift store. Other things I love to get from there, and that is my primary place to go for certain things. So if you'd like to hear what I have to say on this topic, just keep on watching. Okay, first, I'm going to go ahead and discuss the things that I love to get from the thrift store. I love to, and I have my list here. If you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. All right. One thing that I love to get from there are candle holders. They have some of the most unique candle holders in all different varying heights. Now, it's not likely that you're going to find a set, so I wouldn't go there with my mindset on finding a set, but you can find different ones, different heights, and kind of make a collection of them and put them together. You can make them look similar by painting them all the same color, or by doing a unique distressing look on them, however you want to. But I do think that buying very unique different candle holders and kind of putting them together and making a grouping with them it looks really nice when I've seen it done. Next, things that can be easily cleaned. So plastics, kid toys, glass items, anything wood can always be sanded down. Anything that can be easily cleaned up if it's a little bit dirty. So I know a lot of people love to get kids' toys from thrift store because they're the hard plastic kind. They can be cleaned up with bleach, and they're safe to give to your children. I'm sorry if you're getting a glare in my glasses, but hopefully not. Hopefully it's not that bad. I love to get kitchenware from the thrift store. You can find some really unique things. I've shown you a few in my previous hauls. I love to get rolling pins from there. Some people get them and paint them up to make them look unique. I love to get cutting boards from there because they have the unique ones that may not be in style now, but there may not be at the store, but stuff that still looks unique to me that I love to get. So you can find things that are out of season or out of style, and if you like it, it's no problem for you to just go ahead and get it. So I love buying unique kitchenware, things that are mix and match. I think I've shown you a cutting board. I've shown you 2 or 3 cutting boards, a Lazy Susan, a wood rolling pin in my previous hauls. So yes, I love wood kitchenware. That's like my new obsession from the thrift store. You can find a lot of unique pieces and very cheap. So be on the lookout for wood items for your kitchen, cutting boards, rolling pins, anything of that sort. Silver. You can find some really unique antique silver pieces made from real silver. Those are highly collectible for a lot of people. And they may match your decor, or they may just be unique items for you to put in your kitchen, and they're made from real silver, and you won't find them any cheaper anywhere else. So the thrift store is a great place to find that kind of stuff. One of my personal favorites is curtains. I love to buy thrift store curtains. I love to buy thrift store curtains. I've shown you the headboard that I made from thrift store curtains. I've also shown you how I reupholstered chairs in my DIY tour. I think it was part 2, might have been part 1, I'm not sure. But I'll put it above in the iCard so you can check that out if you haven't already. But I have done several reupholstery jobs with curtain. I love to use curtain to reupholster. 1, because they're cheap at the thrift store. 2, because thick, sturdy fabrics like that are expensive at a fabric store. And 3, because they're cheap. I mean, you can't really pass it up at thrift store prices for really thick, nice. Most curtains have some sort of a waterproof factor. Really thick, nice fabric it's not cheap. So if you can use a curtain to reupholster things or to cover up old things or whatever, I love to use curtains for reupholstering. What else? Unique jewelry. Check the jewelry counter at thrift stores. They have a lot of unique things that are probably not sold in stores, no longer in style, but things that you still might like and that are probably in good condition. They have huge jewelry counters at most thrift stores that I have gone into, and they have some really unique, beautiful pieces in there. Sometimes they're costume jewelry, sometimes they are not. Sometimes they're real gold or silver, real diamonds. People with money, they don't care what they're getting rid of. If they don't want it, they get rid of it. So it could be nice jewelry, it could be costume jewelry, but it's all worth checking out because they have some beautiful jewelry at the thrift store. Actually, I think I've shown you a necklace in one of my previous hauls as well. So see, I'm following these tips. I'm not just telling you. These are things that I actually love to get from the thrift store. Next on my list is books. Coffee table books are a big thing now. They are expensive. If you go to Home Goods, you could spend $50, $60 on a good coffee table book. If you order those Tom Ford and Chanel, the black and white books, you can spend a lot of money on those. I don't have any of those, and I have books on my coffee table. You can see it if you check out my DIY tour videos. You can see a lot of these ideas in use. On my coffee table that I DIY'd, I have some books. They're all from the thrift store, 25 cents each. And what I do is I find books that are really thick. I either pick them based off the color on the outside of the book. I try to get colors that match the decor in the room that the books will be going in. I use them for color. I use them, I pick them based on color, and I pick them based on thickness. I don't want any really thin books. I look for a thick binding. And also, I look for the topics. So all the books that I have, I pay 25 cents for most of them. And they are all really thick, nice books in the color that match my decor. And they all are on topics that I like. So most of them are about like different home decor topics. Like I have books made by Pottery Barn that I got from the thrift store. One is about lighting, light fixtures, different light fixtures. One is about how to decorate rooms. One is about decorating kitchens. One is about tablescapes. So they're all topics that I love. I have another about travel. So they're all topics that I love. And they're books that I found cheaply. They're not just decoration. They're books that I actually refer to when I need to know about something. Like one of them is a book about travel, and I have picked a hotel out of that book. So they're not only decorative, they're also informative. And so I love to have those books. And I did not go and spend $50, $60, $40 on an apartment therapy book. I mean, those are beautiful books, but not in my budget. I could much better spend $40, $50, $30. So I leave the real coffee table books at the store, and I go to the thrift store and I get me some cheap books that are of interest to me that match my color scheme, and I spend 25 cents on them. So that's a trick, coffee table books. Unique art and home decor. I have made the mistake of leaving a piece of art that matched my decor in the thrift store, thinking I would come back when it was cheaper. I know not to do that anymore, but I have done that before. And I know that they have some beautiful art in the thrift store that is unique. So when you see that, you make sure you pick it up. Don't be like me and miss out. They have beautiful, unique pieces that you won't find in the store that are no longer being made. Maybe they're one of a kind. Maybe somebody did a DIY and, you know, they don't have any use for it anymore, but you do. So always check out the art. And even if you don't like the art as it is, you can always use the frames. So even if you're not looking for a specific piece of art, you may want a nice frame. They have billions and billions of frames at thrift stores all over. So make sure you check the frames. Don't go to Home Goods spending $19.99, $20, $21 for a frame. You can go and get them for a few dollars at the thrift store. And if they're not in the right color, remember in my last video I said don't look at color. Look at shapes. Look at an item for what it is. Not its color, not its fabric, because those two things can be changed. So if you see a nice frame and it's not the correct color, you can spray paint it, or you can distress it. You can do whatever you want and make it your own. And you're not afraid to do that because you haven't spent $20, $30, $40 on this frame. You spent maybe $2. If you mess it up, you can go get another one or try again. You know, you have some wiggle room. You don't want to really mess over something that you spent a nice amount of money on though. So take a chance and look at the frames and the art. You will find some unique things, and I'm sure you will find something that you like. I've bought several frames from thrift stores, particularly if you like doing gallery walls. You can find mix and match frames and kind of put them together and make it look really nice. And I have done that before. So make sure you check out the frames and the art and the home decor, because they have unique stuff that's no longer in stores that nobody else will have, and you will be the only one with it. Another of my personal favorites is wood furniture. I love wood furniture from the thrift store. I love it. I'm not afraid to redo it and make it look better. Like in my previous video, the dresser that I remade, I'll link that above in case you haven't seen that video. The dresser that I not remade, but refurbished, it turned out beautiful. And I paid $18 for that dresser. So just make sure that you look at the furniture. If you're kind of inclined, I love to do woodworking. So I see things and I know what it can look like in my mind's eye. If you want to take a chance at woodworking, painting, or refurbishing things, the thrift store is a perfect place to find the item, because you've not spent a lot of money and you can afford to mess up. You can take a chance on it. Again, you can find some really unique furniture there that you won't find in Home Goods for a fraction of the price. I would have never found, I can't even find a candle in Home Goods for $18. So you know I can't find a dresser in there for $18. And I think that I did that. Like, that dresser looks beautiful, if I do say so myself. So you can find some old messed up pieces and fix them up and make them look exactly how you want to. Make them match your decor. Make it how you want it to look. So yes, wood furniture is a must. If you see a cheap piece of wood furniture, make sure it's real wood, not particle board, not MDF, not any of that crap. I leave that there. But if it's made from real wood and it's a good price on it, make sure you get it, because you can always redo it, rework it, and make it look beautiful. So, like I said, I'll link my last video that I did, and you'll be able to check out me reworking a wood piece that I got from the thrift store for only $18. I don't care what anybody says. That piece looks like it's worth at least $500–600 at this point, after I've made it, redone it. So just keep that in mind. If you find furniture that is real wood, you have options. If it's a little bit messed up, you can sand it, you can make it better. Just get it, because baby, you can find some really good stuff at that thrift store for cheap. Designer items. If you look at the purses, you can find some real unique purses there that are no longer in style, that are Dooney & Burks. I found a Fendi bag once. You can find Louis bags. You can find some designer items at some thrift stores. Sometimes they'll have them locked up. Sometimes they will have them out and not know. Like once I found some Beats headphones and at the Goodwill where you pay by the pound. And so I got some Beats headphones for little to nothing. I want to say it was probably about $4, because they had to honor the price, but they didn't know that it was out there for the taking. And I just so happened to find it. So be cognizant of that. You can find some designer items, luxury items, pricey items at other stores, but you can find them for the low if you're willing to dig. So just keep in mind how to know when something is authentic. But if you have that kind of eye and you're good at that, you can definitely find some designer items in the thrift store. Mom jeans. That's the trend now. Everybody loves a high-waisted jeans, particularly if you're a small size. They have them by the dozens in the thrift store. So always make sure you check out the denim, especially for you ladies that are size 2, 4, 6. You can find, I mean, the options are just massive for mom jeans. So if you like mom jeans, or if you want to cut up some jeans and make you some shorts, high-waisted, vintage jeans are plentiful at thrift stores. So check those out. Seasonal items. Christmas, I got all of my Christmas decorations from the thrift store. Every single one of them have come from the thrift store. If you follow my Instagram, I think I posted a picture from that last year. I'm going to check and see. If I remember, I'll insert it into this video. But I know for a fact it's on my Facebook, and that's Ebonee's Creativity. But yes, seasonal items. I have decorated this whole house for Christmas only with thrift store items. So yeah, particularly after a season has passed. So like right now we're in the fall season. Closer to Christmas, people will be kicking out the fall stuff and getting ready to put their Christmas stuff up. So you're going to be behind season most likely. Sometimes they have stuff right, you know, at the time that you need it. But check right after the season passes and save the stuff for next year. You can find some really good seasonal items at the thrift store. So keep that in mind. Mirrors. They have many mirrors. And like I said, you can always paint them. If the color of the frame does not match your decor, you can always paint it, make it look great. Check always for mirrors. And toddler beds. For those of you who have kids, you can always find toddler beds at thrift stores because there's always this circle of life where the kids are going to big girl or big boy beds, and they always have toddler beds at the thrift store. Particularly if they're wood, pick those up because, you know, if the previous kid has kind of roughed it up a little bit, you can sand it down, make it smooth, paint it, let it match. Even if they're metal, you can wipe it down really good. So check for toddler beds if you have kids. And lastly, things that I love are planters. Planters and big, huge pots. They are very expensive if you try to buy them new. So you can check for those because they have some unique planters and big pots. You know, if you want to do your porch decor or, you know, anything like that, or if you like plants inside your home, you can always find big, beautiful pots or things that you can use as pots. Think old trash cans, basins, whatever you see, you know, like I said, think of outside the box. Think of other ways to use it. If it's round or square and it's deep, you can use it for a planter. So keep that in mind when you are in the thrift store. Planters. They are very expensive if you try to go buy them new. All right, so that is my list of do's. Now we are going to go to my list of don'ts. It's my opinions. Keep that in mind. The first thing that I would say not to buy from a thrift store is underwear. Even if it's new, I wouldn't do it. Just kind of icky, a little bit too personal for me. But hey, if that's what you do you, boo. But underwear, I wouldn't do that. I just don't trust it. That's a little bit too close for comfort for me. Makeup. It may be in the packaging. It may appear to be new. However, you don't know the expiration date on that makeup. You don't know who's been testing it before they took it to the thrift store. You are opening yourself up to all kind of skin infections, disease, bacteria. I don't know. Even if it appears new, you don't know how long somebody has had it before they took it to the thrift store, and it may be expired. I would not buy any makeup from the thrift store. Even hair products, anything liquid, you don't know what somebody has done to tamper with that. You don't know if it's old. You don't know if it's only got what it's supposed to have in there. Any liquids, any hair stuff. A lot of times they have rollers in the thrift store, and sometimes they have like actual hair still rolled in them. And I don't know what kind of lice. I'm sorry, it's just it's too close for comfort, and I would not buy any hair things from the thrift store. What else? Computers. I would not buy any computers unless it was for parts. Even if they say it's tested, you don't know what kind of virus it has. And if they tested it, they've not sat and played with that computer for a long period of time. They've tested it, probably done a general check to make sure, you know, it basically works. And they said that they tested it. And you're going to get it, and it's not going to be refundable. And you're going to want your money back if it doesn't perform properly. So I would just say steer clear of that. Along those same lines, large appliances. Washers and dryers and refrigerators, I would not buy it because once you buy it, most thrift stores do not have a return policy, and you may find that you're stuck with something that does not work or initially does work and stops working shortly thereafter. So They may say they tested it, but if you're spending more money than you're willing to lose, I would say just don't do it because it's risky and you're not going to get your money back from them. Small kitchen appliances. I bought a can opener from there, a stainless steel can opener. I've also bought a blender from there, and they just don't work well. Some stuff is at the thrift store for a reason, and the reason is because it doesn't work well. So I wouldn't buy any more small appliances from there either, because it's just, unless the price is really cheap and you're, like I say, you're willing to risk it. If you are spending a amount that is close to what it would cost in the store, just go buy a new one, because at least you'll be able to take it back if it doesn't work. The 2 times I've tried it, didn't really work out that well. So I would say no. Stained items. You never know, particularly clothing items or like comforters, sheets, stuff like that. If it's a stain that's questionable, some stuff you can look at it and say that's ketchup. Some stuff you can look at it and say that's mustard. If you cannot easily identify it and you don't know how to remove the stain, I would not buy it, because you're going to end up wasting your money on it, right? So you don't want anything like that. Particularly if you don't have money to throw away. I wouldn't buy any stained items. Used rugs. You don't know what kind of allergens are in those rugs. Some of them, if you try to clean them, I've done that before. I bought a used rug and tried to clean it, and the smell was still there even after I steam cleaned it. So I just tossed it. I'm not going to put that in my house stinking like that. It looked like it would be easy to clean, but the stains did not come out, and the smell, oh my God, horrible. So rugs, I'm a person with allergy issues. You probably can hear me sniffling in this video. Sorry about that, but that is what it is. Yeah, you don't know what kind of pet hair, pet dander, allergens, urine. You don't know what's on there, so I wouldn't do too many rugs unless they look brand new. I don't think I would do too many rugs. Getting through my list pretty good. Just a few more things. Anything that is overpriced, priced to where you can't afford to take the risk, or it's not worth taking the risk versus going to buy something new, like small appliances, stuff like that. I would just leave it. No shade, but Goodwill, they will tax. So I don't really play with Goodwill on certain items because they're overpriced, and they price like they are at retail stores sometimes. The local thrift stores, they're more reasonable, but Goodwill, sometimes they tax you a lot. And so you don't want to be paying for a used item what you would pay for a new item. So keep values in mind. If you're not sure of what something costs retail or brand new, you can always Google. You have your phone with you, I'm sure. You can just Google it, because Goodwill and some other stores, they try to get over, and some of their items are just too overpriced for what they are. So keep that in mind as well. And the last thing on my list is mattresses. Mattresses are questionable. I would buy a mattress only if it was in the factory plastic, because if it has been used, you don't know what kind of skin cells, what kind of dirt, what kind of other things that people do on their beds are in there. And for me, it's too close for comfort. If you want to use mattress, do you, boo. But if it is not in factory plastic, I would not buy a mattress. I don't care how new it looks or what they say. It's brand new. It just doesn't have the plastic. Well, it's not for Ebonee, because I don't want it. I would not buy a mattress from there unless it had factory plastic on it. I saw on TV once about how your mattress doubles in weight over the first few years that you have it because of all the skin cells and everything, and I'm just grossed out. So once I saw that, that's all I needed to see. I don't want anybody's old mattress, but that's just me. So yeah. Oh, one more thing. Shoes. I checked the sole on shoes. I have bought one pair of shoes from the thrift store before, and they were completely new. Like nobody had walked in them, and that's the only reason that I got them, because they were an expensive boot. Otherwise, I really don't check for shoes. You don't know what kind of foot fungus, what is in there. That's too close for comfort. The good thing about a shoe is obviously you can just flip it over and see, you know, if it's scuffed up or marked up on the bottom, if it's been worn. So that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable with the shoes that I bought. But still, sometimes the shoes just gross me out, and you don't know what kind of toe jam, foot fungus, athlete's foot, all that somebody has, and I just don't feel comfortable with that. So I would buy shoes there, but I just make sure to check them out. If they're not new, I would leave the shoes because it's just too icky for me. But if you like used shoes from the thrift store, do you, boo? All right, so that brings me to the end of my list. I really hope you have enjoyed this video on some of the do's and don'ts of thrift store shopping. I'm going to link my previous video, like I said. And if you watch my hauls, you can see me purchasing a lot of the different things that are on my do purchase list. So you can know that I apply these to myself when thrift shopping as well. I'm not just telling you. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank you for watching to the end. Please subscribe to my channel. I have thrift videos, DIY videos, chit chat videos, room tours, house tours, all kind of video decorate with me. So subscribe to my channel, please. Leave me a comment and let me know if I missed anything. If you have anything that you love to get from the thrift store and I forgot to mention it, or that you don't love to get from there, leave me a comment down below. Hit the like and let me know that you're enjoying my videos. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.